Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the November 8th Finance Committee meeting. I call the meeting to order. If there are no additions or deletions from the agenda, I need a motion to go ahead and approve the agenda.
So moved.
And I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We have Mr. Morial on the phone, and we hope to have Mr. Benchin soon on the phone. All right. Approval of April 25th meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion approved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
A motion to approve the May 23rd meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Number 2, action items. Item A, fiscal year 24 budget resolution. Ms. McLam.
Good evening, Finance Committee members. In your packet tonight, you have our FY24 budget resolution. I don't know if you want me to go through. I'm going to go through each fund. We have our state funds first. Based on the state initial allotment, we have included all increases. It's about $3.7 million more than where we ended FY23. Our local budget is on page 2, which you will see our county appropriation of $122,690,414. That was the final county appropriation. If you all will recall, on June the 6th, you approved from our budget request, you approved specific items that we, ranked and decided to fund. So you all have funded everything that was checked on that list from June the 6th. You will also note that the payments to governmental units, if you go about halfway down the page, you'll see $13,243,984. That's our charter school payment amount. That amount, based on the general statute in the budget bill and some changes they made to charter school payments, we're seeing that we're going to need to increase that line about $1.6 million total. So the way we have done that is we have used our unallocated fund balance from our financial statements in local. We've used $1.3 million of fund balance to help offset the difference in that charter school requirement. We will end, I'm projecting, I don't have a final fund balance number for local, but I'm projecting that our fund balance will be probably in the $8 million range once we allocate these approved fund balance out of our local budget for this budget resolution.
Just let me add a comment about.
Yes.
Go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, could you remind me, would that $8 million be within kind of what the advised amount was from our auditors?
If you'll recall, when Adam was here in January or February, I believe it was in February, to present our financial statements, we were at $10 million at that time. There's not an approved amount or percentage that they encourage you to have at least. Like, he wants to see us in that 10 to 8. I'm sure he's not going to want us to go much lower than $8 million just because of if we didn't have these funds, I'm not sure how we would be able to react to these changes so late in the school year.
Right.
So,
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want, for folks that aren't aware, the LEA, which would be us, Ms. McLam's office specifically, is responsible for distributing funds to the charter schools based on attendance, 20-day numbers, basically, getting started. They report to us. We distribute the funding accordingly. And so when we develop our budget, we use our best projections based on last year's attendance, if any additional schools or any additional classes are opening, like a charter school opens. They only offered K through 7 last year, and now they're going K through 8. So we try and anticipate that additional student population that we'll need to pay for, but it's not an exact science. And sometimes, such in this case, we don't know the number. The numbers are ongoing. So we have to make midstream corrections. That's why the increase in funding for the charter school portion.
Right, and again, the state law did change. We went from funding virtual students that were in North Carolina virtual charter schools at $790 per student to the full per pupil of a little over $2,500 per student. So that's a huge impact to our budget line when it comes to funding charter schools. So those legislated changes have had an impact on that too.
Okay.
So the next fund is our federal fund. As we are using ESSER funds, these funds are getting more in line with what we are used to seeing on an annual basis. It's a little over $41 million in federal. The next fund we have is our capital fund. You'll see a huge increase in our capital fund because, again, they've approved bond proceeds. So you'll see the bond proceeds numbers on the budget resolution as well. Then we go to our enterprise funds, our after school and school nutrition funds. You'll see a little over $20 million for after school and $2.8 million for $20 million for our school nutrition and $2.8 million for after school. And then the last fund is our other special revenue fund. That's where the majority of our grants or anything non-K-12 that is eligible to go through that account. It's a little over $12 million in that fund, leaving us with a grand total budget for the 23-24 school year of $675,920,370.
Let's say that number again. The total dollars invested in UCPS, educating our students, maintaining our buildings, moving forward with capital investments, $675,000. Federal, state,
Million.
and local. What did I say? 1,000? $675 million.
Yes.
Million.
Yes.
Add 3 more zeros.
Yes.
$675 million is the total investment we're making in public education in Union County.
Yes. Are there any questions about any of those funds?
All right. And we'll need to, I'll need a motion to recommend approval to the full board.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Second.
Mr. Morial seconded. Would you note that instead of myself? Mr. Morial seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay. Budget calendar.
Yes. So in preparation for our next year's budget for 24-25, I've put together a calendar. It's very similar to what we've done in years past. I've incorporated the committee meetings, all of our anticipated joint meetings, which you all will need to work together with county liaisons to determine when those may be. But just wanted to put that forth just to get started on planning for our 2024-25 budget.
Just a personal comment to the committee and everyone else. This is going to be probably the most challenging budget cycle for us in recent memory because of the loss of ESSER funds. So everybody get ready, saddle up. We're going to have a lot of work to do to maintain the good programs and to dig and find the dollars to do it. So it's going to be a busy finance committee meeting and finance staff, I'm sure. So I'll need a motion to approve recommend approval to the full board for the budget calendar.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Student Enrollment Management System contract.
Yes. So the Student Accountability Office did a RFP. Dr. Tyson worked to put together the criteria, looking to combine and looking to see what else was out there. After a review and 3 responsive bidders, we are still going to remain with Scribbles, but now we know what else is out there and what's compared to. So we're going to continue that contract, but wanted to bring that information to you for approval.
Okay. I'll need a motion to recommend approval to the full board. I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Item D, Health Support Services Contract Amendment.
Yes, so there's an addendum to our current health services contract. We use multiple contracts right now to fund nurses and other contract health staff that we need in our schools. This will increase that over 220, or I think it was $227,000 to add some additional certified health staff to the contract, and we wanted to bring that to you as well.
And ESSER funds will cover that for the remaining of the fiscal year.
Yes.
All right. I'll need a motion to recommend approval to the full board.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All righty. Item E, School Nutrition Services.
Yes, so we bring a contract to you. Normally, I believe we bring this to you annually for their small equipment. They need to order some, blenders and other
Yeah.
things. So this is their small equipment bid. We bring this to you today for approval.
All righty. I'll need a motion to recommend approval to the full board.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. And let's see, that leads us to item 3, information COVID relief funding update.
Yes, so I normally provide you an update that just goes through and provides some links to full, if anyone wanted to go out and look at full information that DPI has on their website. But these are all the current rescue funds that we still have. We are in the process of closing out. We've had several years of ESSER, and we had some that closed out in 2022. We've got some that are closing out this year in 2023, and the remainder of these funds will be in 2024. But this is our current update just for informational purposes.
Right. After the end of this fiscal year, approximately how much in ESSER funding will we lose? Is 9 million?
Well, so we have put together
For
and
this fiscal
presented,
year.
right. We presented some items that we wanted to continue,
Mhm.
and that was a little over $9 million that we want to sustain from ESSER funds. But
Okay.
we've received to date over $90 million.
Okay, great. All righty. Our next meeting will be November 28th by Zoom, 8 o'clock. Any other items to come before the committee? Hearing none, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
8 o'clock.